Okay, we're back with another round of life and suffering of Sir Brante. So we are actually entering our U. Okay, wait a second. It's not moving. Huh? Huh? Wait to me menu first. It seems like sometimes it's quite lagging and I can't step forward. So we finished our youth, okay? Adolescence, and now we're entering our youth, okay? So, in our adolescence, we basically had a couple of choices where most of it I tried to go for Gloria, okay? Because like among all, I feel like a Gloria, it's the one that we most align with, and we did find out a secret about Gloria. And Gloria's secret is, well, it's not about her secret. Actually, it's more of the origins of her birth. Turns out Gloria is not actually we're not related at all. Okay, in a sense that, well, I won't say we're not totally unrelated. Is that she had a different father, and well, of course we share the same mother. So the family tree goes something like this. Okay, our fathers, okay, Sir Robert Brante, he married a woman, okay, and had what's our eldest brother name? I think I should enter first. I think we've read this yesterday. Let's see. It's our brother. Who is our brother? Stephen. Okay, so the first child that Robert Brante have is Stephen Brante, and his mother is a noble, so he's born automatically as a noble. Okay, and then the mother died, and then here comes Lydia Brante. Lydia Brante was actually had a child with an unknown noble. Okay, and the unknown noble basically throw her out when she gave birth. Okay, and leaving her off on the streets. And Robert Brante took her in, okay, along with the child, and that child is Gloria. Okay, and then they fall in love, and then they father married her, and then comes in me and Nathan. Okay, and what's the thing is, Gloria, I think she knows about that, and this is why she's basically like the black sheep of the family, where like she's I first thought that she's just because she's a girl, they are ignoring her, but actually it's not that. It's that Gloria is very the origin of her birth is what makes it like that. Okay, so now, okay, let's go for the overview of this chapter. What we might see. Where is it? Okay. we may experience true death. Okay, except true death or death 4 times. So we're gonna avoid this. Okay, so what I'm planning to do is Path of the Nobleman. Okay, but to do that we must have diplomacy more than 10 or valor more than 10. Now if we look at our stats here, it's a combination of our previous stat: perception, nobility, all of those stuff. So diplomacy is quite we can push a bit for more diplomacy here. Okay, so hopefully there's a couple more choices that we can take before we finally enroll ourselves into one of the academy or the church. Okay. Now this one here, it seems that ingenuity helped us a lot with manipulation and scheming, and it's like, from the looks of it, we are gonna be involved with maybe behind the scenes as you know, in a rebellion or secret organization. Because next you can see is that Lawless. Yeah, Lawless at large. So this one probably will be where we'll lead the Lawless. So and I'm trying to get, you know, Alice's rescue. This one here. You saved the enigmatic singer known as the Golden Voice from an untimely death. So maybe like you know, they're trying to persecute her as a witch. Maybe that's what I think. Okay, and I want to rescue them. Okay, we rescue the ruthless, and the secret society continues activities in the capital. Okay, I think this one is quite easy. You and Thomas form an unbreakable bond of friendship. This one you can easily achieve it because we already have max affection with him. Shield of the New Faith. But we need to be the path of the priest. I'm not interested in that. I'm gonna go for path of the nobleman. Enroll in the college. Okay, so with that said, let's head on and see what kind of life will be waiting for us. You know, today I start the stream late because I wanted to like go and cut my hair. The annoying part is the shop's closed for renovations. Just my luck. Ah, boy, it happened again. 16 years old. It takes a whole month to reach Eterna. You and Thomas spend days wagging your chins and staring at the scenery as your carriage makes its way along the roads and towards the next province. Soon, it crosses the familiar barren, the arid lands of Magra, to the stately mountain of Illyria. During one of your many stays at the roadside inn, the two of you manage to share a full bottle of strong wine and keep it a secret from the servant who drives the carriage. So, we're actually from Anizot here, okay, because I remember we are at the Silver Tree, and we're gonna go to Eterna over here. So it is quite long, so no wonder like Grandpa take quite some time, and we've actually like Grandpa actually died because like he was so in despair. That's like, as you can see, tarnish honor. Like I'll avoid going to disgrace. Okay, and let's from now on we're gonna like rebuild our family, hopefully. Adult life feels positively intoxicating. Soon I tell you, soon we will there. And I'll earn my sword as I get accepted to the military academy. You'll see. And then nobody's gonna walk all over me like I'm some commoner. You keep rehearsing everything they taught you in school. Soon you are almost at the end of your long journey. You have left behind the arid rocks of Magra, the mountains of Illyria, and the flooded meadows of Agnia. Eterna, the capital, is right ahead. Situated at the junction between Raglata and Talrina rivers, the city is vast. 3 majestic stone bridges keep its 3 shores interconnected. 3 shores interconnected? Huh? 3 shores? 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. It is quite a big one. But it looks very, you know, susceptible to naval attacks. Especially from this side here. Smooth stone paves the main city streets. Gilded moldings decorate the buildings. Towering pillars reach high into the sky. Your carriage takes you past a spacious park with marble fountains and intricately trimmed bushes. On the street, you see ornately decorated carriages bearing Arcanian coats of arms and abundant merchant tents filling the streets with beckoning cries and unusual sights. The spires of ancient temples dot the city skyline. The carriage comes to a halt at a large city square with a towering marble or fountain. The coachman says you have arrived. Summons is to apply to military academy. The academy barracks are 2 streets away. Your lodging is in the alleyway nearby. Your room has already been reserved for you. Uh-oh. Please don't tell me we're gonna enter the college street. You get out onto the street and say brief goodbyes to each other. You promise to meet again after the entrance exam. Then your friend disappears and into the crowded streets of the capital. You are left to your own devices in this vast city. A group of nobles walk past. They are dressed in well-fitting clothing, decorated with gems and golden thread. You are not even noticed. Street urchins chase a dog down the alleyway. Soldiers of the Imperial Legion are marching to fifes and drums towards the barracks. Humble pilgrims are gathered to the Great Temple of Twins. There are the sounds of music and fountains and the smell of baked bread and garbage trains. They quickly check in the lodging house, then go back outside. The sun is setting. The streetlights come to life. Merry music fills the tavern. Couples and nobles, coaches with tinted windows fill the street. Shadows and hushed voices and laughter fill the parks. You are all alone with this city, so vast and unfamiliar. You take a look around, determined to fill your first night in the capital with memories. You see young nobles gathered by the fountain, talking and making jokes excitedly. One of them keeps glancing at the clock tower. They are about your age. Their clothes are hand-tailored, and 2 of them bear noble swords. They seem to be waiting for something. It might be a good idea to make their acquaintance. It will be the most helpful to develop familiarity with the influential nobles of the capital. Loud music from a large establishment on the corner distracts you for a moment. The servants have just opened the shutters to the air out to the hall. He says there will be a gathering inside. People from various estates greet each other as they take their seats. A servant by the door of the establishment hails you. Sir Girk Arkwright will be making a speech about the rights of the common estate. If you wish to listen, you better get inside quickly. So I wonder if this is gonna like affect. Okay, it is gonna affect, but I think I have to go for how should I say this? The nobles. Then you look at the great temple of the twins at the far end of the street. The pillar shines in the evening dusk above it. The temple gates are open and worshippers are flocking inside. There are too many people for an ordinary service. This must be something important. What they preach here in the capital. What they say about the new faith and the teaching of the patriarch Fortis. Oh man, it's so loud. You snap out of reverie when you... Give me a second. I think I should lower it down a bit. You snap out of reverie when you hear loud laughter. A group of young men dressed in the colors of the Imperial College have made the acquaintance of several lovely girls. They are making their way down the road, united in merriment. One of the girls smiles at you. It is an invitation to join them. They turn the corner and walk away, but you can still hear their voices ringing and echoing throughout the street. A night of revelry and jolly. Loud fun doesn't sound half bad. Wait, I want to check one thing. Patriarch Cassius. Opponent of the new faith. Father Cassius assumed the patriarch after Fortis' death. He has become respected by the clergy and beloved by all believers. At the next sacred conclave, his re-election as patriarch is all but assured. This is your first night of Returner. No matter what you choose, you will remember it for a long time. Run after this. Meet the noble youth. Run after the students. Give me a second. Diplomacy. I think I have to go for the noble youth. Like, run after the students is not bad as well. But But maybe that's gonna be leading us to manipulation or scheming. Like I say, I need to get to 10, so we have to go with the noble youth. You approach the young nobles and introduce yourself tactfully. Your father, a judge, has sent you here to study, you explain. Would they mind showing you around the capital? The noble eye you uncertainly and whisper to each other. You're prepared to face their rejection. But, to your surprise, they agree. When the clock tower strikes 8, your new acquaintances proceed to a rich house not too far away. Candlelight fills the halls before you, reflected in abundant mirrors and gilded picture frames. Manservant brings drinks and refreshment to every guest. Man, this is pretty loud. Give me a second. I think the sound, let's bring it down a bit. Around this much. There are sounds of music, laughter, and small talk. Here and there you see couples dancing to the music. It appears you have made it to a small noble party. The nobles are gathered in groups. You take the time to get introduced and to each of them and join in their small talk. Some discuss their studies at the college, while others relay fresh gossip. Have you heard that the Milanidas carriage was seen in the city the other day? You mentioned how you once encountered Octavia Milanidas, daughter of the heiress to the Archduke of Magra, at a square in Anizot. These words draw a small crowd. The Milanidas dynasty rarely, if ever, visits Eterna. They say it is the only house that can stand its ground against the Imperial Tempest dynasty. One young man even allows himself a little joke. They say the great Arcanian houses turn to Milanidas only when a Tempest needs to be refused. After all, only the Milanidas dynasty still knows how to say no. But there is more. It turns out all humans owe the Milanidas dynasty for their foray into nobility. Char Milanidas. Oh my god! If that's the case, I should have, I didn't know about this, because Octavia is very, very arrogant. Char Milanidas was the Arcanian who opened the first college, and its graduate were the first to be ennobled by the mantle. To feed and nourish the barren land, the Dukes of Magra took to industry and began adopting innovative industrial and social practices. The dynasty motto is remembrance and majesty, but strife and change would suit them better. Before that, but this is why I don't want to be friends with Milanidas, because he's despotic, notorious, even more Arcanians. That's why I'm not a big fan of him. Then the nobles start discussing the other great Arcanian dynasties. The Tempest dynasty is the first of the first, naturally marked by the twins and twins anointed to rule. All Tempests are known for their sincerity, often bordering on a volatile temper. Yet it is this very passion that has led them throughout history. The Tempests have been chosen by the gods to rule the empire. The Diamond dynasty are the main supporters of the emperor's family, honor personified. The Diamonds preside at the Arcanian courts of honor that remain throughout the empire in spite of the public taboo. These courts hold most over the law and lives of the nobility, that imperial edicts and prefectural authorities. Some mention Patriarch Junius Diamant, the black sheep of his own dynasty. He preaches the new faith and rejects the law and stirs the mind of the common folk. The Orgif dynasty is another noble bloodline favored by the emperor. They zealously advocate for the twins' faith and see the empire as the union between heaven and earth. Every year, the Orgif donate enough funds to build a new temple across the empire. The Monroe dynasty is an ancient and controversial name. The Monroes often speak in favor of removing humans from nobility. I guess this is the worst one among us now, ideologically. So hopefully, I don't want to meet them because I don't want to be overly against them. You're starting nobility and solely Arcanian privilege and returning all human man officers to the empire. In the empire to Arcanians. Many gossipers accuse Monroes of plotting against the rule of of the Templars to bring back the old Arcanian Republic and the joint rule of the Great Arcanian Dynasty as it existed long before the Emperors first came to be. Even if we join hands with them, we are probably going to be treated as like a manservant. The discussion of courtly affairs and noble dynasties soon gave way to cultured entertainment. Expensive wine flows like water. You too ask for a couple of noble ladies to dance and show your skill. You return to your lodging room in the small hours of the night with just enough strength left to undress before your aching head and make your feet collapse. For the first time in your life, you have mingled with the noble crowd on your own without your family's aid. Well, it's not bad. You arrive in Eterna, the ancient capital of blessed Arcanian Empire. You have spent the last 3 days studying books, but today you decide to take a walk through the streets of Eterna. They are full of life as usual. You proceed to the square next to the lodging house. A procession of priests walk through the square. You notice that one of them holds a banner of the new faith, an open book. This is the same banner that was behind Patriarch Fotis on the day of his assassination. The crowd immediately gathers around them. Many people are looking at the icon painting on a small pedestal depicting a grey-haired man with glowing green eyes. You recognize that face, the face of the late Patriarch Fotis. A man with a thick beard appeared by the icon painting. His broad shoulder bear a white and gold cloak with a coat of arms of the capital province embroidered on it. He is Luke, Patriarch of Arcania. He casts his stern gaze over the crowd. I speak to all who live within the sight of the Shining Pillar. Exactly 1 year ago, we lost Fotis, Patriarch of Magra Province, mentor of the New Faith. Patriarch Fotis was the first to see the books of Isacius for nothing but the words of a man, not the words of the twins themselves. He was the first to tell the people to seek the path of the gods in their own hearts instead of blindly following the lot. To seek answer in their lives of the twins, their own hearts rather than the words of priests. Through Patriarch Fotis, we were able to see the truth. Through his death, we saw that his words were not heresy. They are the truth that used to obscure by Isacious lies. And now, I bring good news. Patriarch Junius Diamond was seen to it that our teacher will be canonized as a saint. Yes, Junius Diamond, an Arcanian from a great dynasty and the Patriarch of Astinia, has joined the new faith himself. And though this we hope that the entire empire will soon see the doctrine is the truth, we are free from the shackles of the lost. We are equal before the twins. With each day, more and more people hearken to the truth. And one day, the entire empire will hear our call. So let us pray, my brothers. The believers around you bow their heads in prayer and thank the twins. Not for the lot they are given, but as they usually would, but for the chance to choose their own path. Patriarch's sermon is inspiring. It compels your hand to meet in a sign of prayer. It compels your lips to repeat the words of the new faith. Patriarch Luke's sermons forms a cadence, and your heart beats in time with it now. You recall the murder of Patriarch Fotis a year ago. It seems more Patriarch shared his doctrine now. The news of Junius Diamond joining the new faith is stunning. If an Arcanian from a great dynasty has sided with Fotis' doctrine and has agreed to see everyone as equals under the twins, the new faith must really be putting down roots. So far, have we had a dynasty that support this? But then again, if they support this, there would not be a dynasty anymore. But suddenly, several figures appear by the podium, figures clad in black, with glinting silver on their side. Inquisitors. They push through the crowd and form a circle around Patriarch Luke. One of the priests rises from the crowd. He is clean-shaven, tall and chisel-featured. Everyone falls silent at the sight of him. The Inquisitor speaks with a booming voice that can be heard by all. I am Father Ulrich. In the name of the twins and by my right as the Inquisitor, I order you to turn around and leave. The words you're hearing are full of lies. Patriarch Luke has set out to poison your hearts and minds, and the Inquisition will not allow this heresy to spread. The only true path in life is the will of the twins. Life offers us no other choice. You are hereby ordered to disperse at once. I got a feeling that we're gonna see him again. Maybe like the reason that Stinger is gonna be, burned at the stake because of him. Most people leave the square immediately. Few wanted to get involved with the Inquisition. Some people stay, however. And Simon shouted angrily, "You want to listen to Duke? He's the Patriarch of Archnia, and he has more to say. Get away from our sermon, you old believers. You will not listen to you and your hoary old lies about the Lord." Inquisitors, bring those who may yet listen back to their lots, and leave the others to the champions of faith. The black-clad Inquisitors descend from the podium and approach the people who choose to say. With nothing but their words, they make people stop shouting and start listening. The uproar ceases quickly. They have dissected the crowd, split in smaller groups that surrounded each Inquisitor. One of these Inquisitors chooses to approach you. He is a humble-looking man of age with a rough haircut. He looks you straight in the eye as his lively, soulful voice forces you to listen to his words despite yourself. "My name is Father Jeremiah. I know your thoughts were stirred by the Patriarch's word. You are not sure whom to trust, but I teach at the seminary. I have been studying the teaching of the twins my entire life. You can trust me. I know you can hear what I have to say. I see the light in your eyes, the light of the true faith. Will you listen to my counsel, my son?" You feel no malice in the words of the Inquisitor Jeremiah, only hope. It is his lot to aid you, to guide you away from error and set you on the path of the true faith. He is a priest, so he should know the truth. Or perhaps the Inquisitor himself is wrong. Let's debate. I feel like at least this is gonna improve our diplomacy. You started debating the Inquisitor, mustering all your knowledge and awareness of the new faith. The laws are an error introduced by Isacius. They are incorrect, obsolete, and contradictory to the way of life of the modern empire. Please hear me out, my son. In these difficult times, people of your estate are the ones most tormented by doubt. Your lot is suffering, but not all of you are ready to suffer. Some turn to guile and cunning to avoid it, and they end up in the eternity embraced at the foot of the pillar. Please understand, your lot requires humility. Suffering is inevitable, and so is doubt. Each of them may temper your soul, yet each may also destroy it. But know this, if you have doubts, you're always welcome at the temple. No priest will turn you away in a moment of weakness. This is why we exist, to fortify faith in the hearts of all people, to bring the words of twins to those who have gone astray. Know this, the Inquisition does not imprison everyone suspect of heresy. We exist to protect souls, to guide and save them. We pursue dangerous doctrines and seek to rescue every soul we meet. An arrest or execution is our last resort. I don't think everybody is thinking of that. Reserved only for sinners beyond redemption, you can see that I am merely speaking to you right now. I have not resorted to force, nor am I giving you any orders. But what about the others? Do not resist this, but rather consider the following. Did the Patriarch speak the truth? You answered that the Luke sermon was far more convincing than Father Jeremiah's work. Everyone blindly reads the writings of Isacius, who is the one man who decided he had the right to define the lives of generations to come. But people have the right to free will, you see. They have the right to choose their destiny and bear the burden of their choice. Father Jeremiah sighs in response. It saddens me to see you have been led astray so easily. Yet you are young. You should seek to learn the truth on your own. If you truly believe you can interpret the will of the gods, perhaps you should become a priest yourself. If you come to the divine seminary and prove you deserve the lot of the clergy, You will be accepted. I teach there, and I am always happy to see students of considerable talent, even if they have been led astray. But for now, you should leave this place. You will learn nothing by facing the champions of faith. With this, Father Jeremiah leaves you and proceeds further. You leave the square freely, your dignity preserved. The remaining people in the church continuing arguing with the other inquisitors, armed champions of faith stand nearby, but they do not intervene. Luke and his retinue can no longer be seen. You walk back to the lodging house, mulling over Jeremiah's words about the seminary. Your family has sent you to earn a noble title, but you have the opportunity to become a priest of the old faith or the new. If you see your destiny in the service of gods, no one has the right to stand in your way. I think if I go over here, I'll probably improve my theology. Oh well. Uh-oh. Please. Patriarch Luke's sermons have converted many commoners and nobles of the mantle to the new faith. There are now several temples in Eterna that follow the new canons with Luke's blessing. This has led to no small amount of anger among followers of the old faith. Two mighty bishops of the church lead the new faith. One of them is Luke, the Patriarch of Agnia himself, the spiritual mentor of the capital's province. He preaches all across Agnia. His every sermon adding to the new faith flock. The other leader of the new faith is Patriarch Junius Diamond, hailing from the great Agnian dynasty. He is the de facto ruler of the Astynia province. Adored by his subject, he has founded the Holy Order anew. Junius Diamond rarely preaches, but the people believe in the Astynian Patriarch attends to the needs of all who convert to the new faith. Huh? The two mighty bishops. The schism within the church is growing. The split has furthered the divide between the commoners and the nobles, so thankfully there has been no direct conflict as of yet. But it has become clear that there is no way to stop the steady advance of the new faith. Born from the death of Patriarch Foldis, it grows stronger by the day. Oof. Let's check discontent. I got a feeling that fall of the old faith is gonna bring disorder. Well, maybe when it reach here, then the order will go back up again. But I can see that there's going to be a big rebellion after this, like a civil war, based on religion. The next few weeks pass by in hard work and preparation for the coming entrance exam at the Imperial College. You grow more and more exhausted with each passing day. So much so that one night you fall asleep while studying another book. When you finally come to, you decide it is high time to get some recreation outside. The city of Eterna amazes you as you stroll through its splendid streets. It is another night, a different night, yet the city is beautiful still. The shining pillar is a slice of light against the dark night sky. The lamps on the facades on the building are lit. Night descends on the capital. You don't feel like going back to your books for tonight. Recently, you have made acquaintance with several young men, the children of the noble of the mantle just like you. Sent to the capital to earn their noble titles at the college, you decided to seek them out. Your new friends are having a late dinner on the next street over, loudly discussing their plans for the night. Some speak eagerly of a dueling club where you can see the most skilled and ardent duelists of the Empire doing what they do best. You have never seen professional duelists fight. It must be far more exciting than father's fencing lesson or that fight in the ruins of Anizot. And if luck favors you, perhaps you can even make useful contacts among the noble families in the capital. I'll take it. I need one more diplomacy to get into the college. The others try to convince the rest to take a trip to a certain salon, The establishment is expecting a guest tonight. They say young lady who speak about the true state affairs of the Empire. There are many questions about the nature of the place and identity of the mysterious speaker, but the young men have only one answer. They are forbidden to speak about this outside the club. However, they can take you there as long as you're not afraid to learn the dangerous truth. Is this diplomacy? Like, now I'm interested in this. It sounds very secretive. They are still, the others are still drinking to their fills of wine rather than eating. Fencing, they say. Speeches, nonsense. The place you ought to go tonight, they claim, is the Marquis Society, a gathering for the common estate but uncommon opinions that offers pleasures for everyone. My god. Pleasures of the palate, pleasures of the drink, pleasures of the flesh. Is this not heresy or crime? Perhaps, and yet some of your newfound friends are eager to go there. In the end, your group splits the tree to spend the night as they see fit. What will it be? A contest featuring the best fencers in Eterna? An establishment both mysterious and dangerous? Or an encounter with the people who defy their lord with audacity? You weigh your opinions. I think this one might get to diplomacy. Okay, go to the secret salon. The secret salon is an unremarkably wooden building down an alleyway a few blocks from the Great Temple of the Twins. A couple of tough, taciturn fellows at the door eye you suspiciously. Their faces are obscured by hoods. One of your newfound friends nods to them, and you are allowed inside. The inner rooms are stuffy and overcrowded. All the partitions have been removed to make room for more people. There is a raised platform next to one of the walls, perhaps a stage. There are benches. Wait! Don't tell me it's that singer. There are benches all around. They are occupied by people of the common estate, most of them modestly dressed. They are artisans, thinkers, street vendors, students, yet you see that some of them are wealthy and impeccably dressed. A mop-headed young man dressed like a low-ranking clerk appears on the stage. He claps to attract the public's attention. When the house goes quiet, he reads a series of pamphlets condemning the supreme authorities of the Empire and their obsolete rule. A group of young men appear on the stage next, their faces covered in blue paint. They perform a derisive play entitled A Day in the Life of the Tempest. The performances are many, but their goals are always the same. They all claim the Empire is stuck in the past and has to change. Then, finally, another voice of accusation. A young girl appears on stage, and the crowd immediately grows silent. This is her, the mysterious guest they were talking about. You look at her from the crowd, you see short black hair, a slender figure, and those familiar shining eyes. Sophie? Brothers and sisters, you all came to this place because deep in your hearts, you know. It's Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She's grown so much since you last seen her. But what is she doing here? But before Sophia even finishes her first sentence, a short man in shabby jacket jumps onto the stage. He flashes a badge and screams at the crowd. Nobody move, you're all under arrest as accomplices to an insurrection against an empire. Imperial gendarmes barge into the house. Swords and crossbows glint in the dim light. First there is confusion, then panic. Screams of fear, outrage fill the hall. Sophia is already gone. You can barely hear the cries demanding you stay where you are. People start pushing against the gendarmes, against the doors, against the windows. The din is deafening. The only thought of it remains in mind. You have to run. Run away as fast as you can. You push your way to the furthest window in the hall. Your hand grabs you by the sleeve of your jacket. You pry it off without looking and keep pushing forward. The expensive jacket starts to tear at your shoulder. The window frame breaks and falls outside. You drop down after it. Shards of glass bite your hands, but you barely feel the pain. You will have the time to feel it later, but now you have to run. You run and dodge and weave through the alleyways before finally heading for the lodging house. Your heart is racing. Your hands are shaking. Blood is dripping from the cuts of your arms. You have no idea what happened to the people who were arrested. Ah, shit. Finally, you reach your room and collapse onto the bed. You are safe from pursuit, but not from anxiety. What was Sophia going to say? How did she end up here in the capital after she escaped? Was she arrested too? There are too many questions, but you have no way to answer them. Eventually, you drift off in your restless sleep. "17 years old. Uh-oh. You're on your way to the largest library in the Eterna to study for your entry exam. It is right next to the college. The streets are full of people. Everybody excited. You hesitate for a few seconds, then let your curiosity get the better of you and head towards the place where you will soon study. Before long, you hear the shouting. The Great Chancellor is about to give a speech about the future of the Empire. You cannot possibly miss this. You mix with the crowd and soon find a convenient place to listen and watch what is about to unfold. On the steps of the college, you see a small tribune guarded by two Arcanians armed with swords. This is the first time you have ever seen an Arcanian standing guard, let alone two of them. The doors of the college open to reveal a stately Arcanian surrounded by an honor guard. It is he, Cornelius Tempest, Great Chancellor of the Empire, younger brother to the Emperor himself. He heads for the tribune and casts a look over the square. It is full of people in awe and utter silence. Long ago, humans witnessed the Arcanians' arrival. The two nations built the empire side by side. The provinces joined us one by one, and Magra was the final province to attain the absolute might and majesty of the blessed Arcanian Empire. Yet, there was another great event long before that. 1,000 years ago, the twins had graced us with their presence. With their arrival, the twins granted us their will. They showed us their love and their law, and they granted us knowledge of what awaits us in the hereafter. They chose the dynasty of the Tempests to rule over the empire, and from that day forth, our dynasty has ruled this land, ordained by the gods themselves. However, it is our duty to the twins not to seek power for power's sake, but rather to lead the empire to further prosperity. And so, Great Empire Council is soon to review and adopt new set of laws called the Creed. Under the Creed, all estates will be granted rights. Under the Creed, there will be one law for all Imperial citizens to obey, human or Arcanian, from the lowliest of commoner to the Emperor himself. Oh man, I feel like this is gonna be great if grandfather is alive. But it's not like that we like him. It's like I want to see him suffer. Like, how could they? Like, he's gonna be angry the fact that I would rather be dead than see the nobles and the lawless be judged under the same eye. He did say something like that before he died. The strife among the estates will end. A single law will resolve all of our quarrels. Glory to the Empire! The Great Chancellor throws his arm into the air. The crowd murmurs and applauds in approval. Cornelius Tempest casts another look over the crowd and leaves. The crowd disperses. The sounds of agitated discussion are everywhere. Is it true that the Emperor's dynasty seek to grant equal rights to all the states? What happened to the Empire then? Ooh. All nobility in power? Oh. Now this is scary. Look at all nobility in power, -5. But I'm scared, number 5. Reign of terror. What does it mean then? Right? It is early morning. You have been awake since sunrise, studying. There is a knock on the door. Is it a letter from home or a hotel servant? You open the door, freeze and stunned. Hello, Brante. Before you stands Sophia, the girl who used to live next door. She is all grown up now. She looks so different. But you You would always recognize those blue eyes no matter what. You gesture for her to come in. Sophia enters the room, glances around and sits in the chair. You eye the girl you used to know as you sit across her. But the young woman you see now has little in common with the girl you used to know. There's a cold steel in the way she looks at things. Her hair is cut short. What is she doing here? I can explain. I've been living in Eterna for a long time now, ever since I ran from Anizot. I heard the other day you left for the capital to get to the college, so I found you, and here I am. You ask how Sophia learned about your arrival and where you're staying, but she answers your question with an enigmatic smile. We'll get to that later. Right now, I want to see how much you've changed since we last met each other. As for me, I've changed a lot. I'm a whole different person now. You look away as you recall your previous encounter, back when Sophia ran away from her Archnean master. Sophia chuckles and she continues. Would you like to know what happened next? I traveled the entire empire all alone. I had nothing. My journey ended only when I reached this place, the capital, with all its important people and events. This is the heart of the empire. It is a place where I can make a difference. I made friends here, found people I can truly call my family. I even got an education of sorts, and I have a purpose now. I fight against injustice. I fight against the lot. I fight those who treat our lives like mud on pavement. And no, I'm not afraid to tell you that. I came to you for a good reason. I need your help. I know you. I have faith in your good heart, and besides, this is also about the Imperial College you want to enroll in. Ah, damn! Like, I bet like if we save her and like both times during the beginning and the second time when she ran away, like she's gonna be like, oh, I miss you so. Sorry, coughing. There's a scholar by the name of Bartholomew Dextra. He teaches natural science at the college. Dextra is an old man, but quite progressive. He stopped at nothing to advance science and acquire new knowledge. As you know, only second generation nobles or above are allowed to teach at the college, but Dextra, he is a commoner. He forged his patent of nobility to get the position at the college. But the secret chancellery recently learned of this. Dextra is about to face true death for this forgery. But how is that justice? A man wants to teach people, and for this, they're going to take all his life. They're going to punish him for the crime of being born the wrong estate. It is evil and obscene. I will not stand for this. Dextra deserves to be rescued. But I don't want to put anyone in danger, so I need your help. You're from a rich family. You're almost noble. If you help me get Dextra out of the city, nobody will suspect anything. No one will know, and the scholar will live on to continue his research elsewhere. Far away from the secret chancellery, will you help me? Like, why is she so cool? Switch your guild. You turn Sophia over to On. If you help her now, you'll make up for what you did to her. Uh-oh. Not merciless. You feel perplexed by Sophia's sudden request. She is asking you to break Imperial law and undermine the work of the secret chancellery to save the scholar. Rescuing Dextra will be an adventure, but it will also be incredibly dangerous. And besides, Dextra is a fake noble. He resorted to lies and deceit to get his current position. How much does this matter to you? Sophia's blue eyes are studying you, waiting for your reply. Fine, I'll help her. You promised to help Sophia. Bartholomew Dextra does not deserve this. He has to leave the capital. She can count on you. I knew I could count on you. Then, we must act at once. There's no time to waste. Dextra is to be arrested tomorrow. Here's his address. Go there as soon as the sun sets. No one will suspect you. Dextra often tutors young man for the college entrance exam. Tell him the owl sent you. Is it White Owl? Do you remember Attack on Titan? They also used the codename Owl. Use the back of the door to get out. The carriage will drive up to the backyard. The driver will hoot like an owl. He'll take you to the south gate. If the guards stop the carriage, just stalk your way out of it. Once you're outside the city, Dexter will ride away in a different carriage. You go back into the way you came. I'll meet you in the Majesty Square. You nod to her words and your hands start to shake. You're about to go against the secret chancery. You're going to help someone escape punishment. To defy your own lot like this, it is unthinkable. When the sun sets, you leave the lodging house and walk quite quickly, glancing over your shoulder repeatedly. Bartholomew Dextra's house must be somewhere around here. You find the place. A genteel old man opens the door. His face is covered in wrinkles. His shoulders are stooped, and yet his eyes are sharp and lively. Bartholomew Dextra looks at you for a moment, then asks why you have paid him a visit. You tell him you want to enroll in the college and look for a tutor. Dextra nods and invites you inside. Once he makes sure no one else can see or hear you, you whisper to the scholar about the real reason you visit. The secret chancery will be coming for him tomorrow, and he has to leave now to escape through death. Dextra freezes and turns to you. How do you know about him and the secret chancery? You told him that the owl sent you and has provided for his escape. As for the secret chancery, they want him for forging a patent of nobility. The moment you utter Sophia's name, the lecturer calms down and starts packing for the journey. You watch him distracted and notice that he lives in a rather austere fashion. It does not take him long to pack. They hear the quiet clacking of hooves in the yard. Carefully, you and Dextra proceed to the backyard of the building. You see a carriage there. The driver hoots quietly. You get in. The carriage rolls down the road. There is a tense silence in the closed-off space inside the carriage. The scholar wrings his hand anxiously. Through the carriage windows, you see a massive city gate passing by. You're almost outside the city, but then a loud voice reaches you. Halt! The driver obediently halts the carriage. The two city gendarmes approaches you. You leave the carriage to face the gendarmes before they can take a peek inside the carriage. They look you over and asking where you are going so late at night. You tell them you are the son of the judge in Magra. You're here to enroll in the college, and right now you wish to visit the estate of a newfound friend. To convince them further, you mention the name of a noble son you have become friendly with. Oh, good! The general releases the carriage and wishes you a pleasant trip. Magra. Where's Magra? This is Illyria. Ah, Magra. Okay, this one here. Okay. Stynia. Acnea. Bountiful harvest. Strongest industrial province. Bastions of Arctian aristocracy. You drive along the high road until you encounter a peasant wagon. Dextra will take its refuge far away from the capital. Before the two of you part ways, he pats you on the shoulder and tells you that you have done a truly brave deed. You return to the city without incident. You find Sophia in the Majesty Square as agreed, sitting on a bench by a streetlight, reading a book of sorts. She closes the book and she sees you and offers you her hand. So you did everything according to plan? You nod. Then we've earned ourselves a bit of free time. Let's go. You set off on a walk through the maze of narrow back streets. Finally, you have some time for question. What happened to Sophia over the last few years? She was just a girl before, a servant. And how is she now a revolutionary? Sophia just smiles sadly. You see what I can do. I'm not just a girl. The Inquisition caught up with me when I ran away from Anizot. I ended up in the House of Humility, a dreadful place. I got collared. Do you know how it feels to lose your free will? Losing everything that makes you you. She unclasped the tall shirt collar and had been hiding her neck all this time. You see the round mark of the anti-magic collar. They say a scar like this will remain even after a lesser death. But I got lucky. Patriarch Junior's Diamond saved me. Diamond took me and the other mages from the House of Humility and removed our collars. He made me one of his attendants. He taught me that there are no locks. He told me that I'm like this because I'm a freak. Not because I'm a freak, but because of my nature. He told me I can find a path to the twins like anyone else in the world. And then I was taken. I mean, I got out on my own. I found my own lot to protect the common people of noble yoke, to help others who are as unlucky as I am, to fight for a different world, a world where everybody has equal rights, a world where mages don't get robbed of their will just because one aspect of their birth, a world where nobles no longer tread upon the commoners. Yes, this is our dream. We are still far away from it, but I'll keep moving towards it, and I'll stop at nothing. A strange, distorted expression appears on Sophia's face, but she quickly returns to normal. You keep walking until you are at your lodging house again. For a moment, you just stand there looking at each other. Then suddenly, Sophia embraces you. For a moment, she remains still in your arms and whispers, like, she's still like a You should join my cause. If we work together, one day we'll force to be reckoned with. I know you came here to find your way, but I'll never really believe you really want to bind yourself to other people's laws and desires for the rest of your life. The path I walk is dangerous. It's almost hopeless, but it's worth living for. Think about it. Goodbye. She's so cool now. Then she withdraws just as quickly and disappears in the dark streets of Eterna. You make your way back to your room, exhausted by the events of the day. Was this really just a single day in your life? Oh boy. Criminal mastermind.
I will never forget that day. For it was then that I chose the path I would walk for the rest of my life.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, bye. The only few days until the Imperial College entrance exam. History, law, theology. You spent all day reading and rereading the books you brought with you. Studying at the Library of Eternal for hours, sometimes until it closes. As the day of the exam approaches, your hands start shaking more and more, and finally the day comes. The clear sky hangs over Eterna today. The breeze is warm. You dress in your best outfit, a grey jacket and a velvet culotte trousers. You comb your hair carefully and polish your boots until they shine. You leave the lodging house and head for the Imperial College. Your legs grow heavier with each step. Your anxiety at the fact that your fate will be decided today is virtually tearing you apart. Yeah. The college is a majestic building that looks not unlike a castle. In the town square in front of it, you can already see several dozen young men and sons of nobles of the mantle like you, waiting for the college doors to open. Time slows to a crawl. At last, the doors open. A stately man dressed in a professor mantle appears at the entrance. He's the dean of the college. The students fall silent as the dean gets ready to deliver his welcoming speech. But the sight is interrupted by heavy footsteps of clanking armor. A squadron of warriors near the college led by Arcanian officers. Their banner bears an image of golden grains, the noble militia of Monia province. What are they doing here? The nobles of Monia form a circle around the college, each warrior moving quietly and precisely until a chain is formed. One of the Arcanian is clad in old-fashioned suit of armor. He's leader of the militia. He locks the bar on the massive doors of the college in place, then proceeds to the stair and addresses the crowd loudly. Calmness, before you stands Agarius of the Monroe dynasty, Archduke of Monia. Oh my god, the Monroe. Remember, they are, if you ask me, like, they are probably the worst of the Arcanian dynasty, because like they are totally against humans. By my will, the college is hereby closed, and today's entrance exam is cancelled. Your lowly origins make you unfit for the great honor of rendering service to the Empire. A right that ought to be available only to the hereditary of Noble of the Sword. There are two. One is Noble of the Sword, one is the Noble of the Mantle. Noble of the Sword is basically Arcanians. Noble of the Mantle is that humans who are deemed worthy. The college reputation has been tarnished. It breeds mock nobles who bear not a trace of noble blood. You belong in the lowly estate, but have forgotten your place. Cornelius Tempest and other traitors to the Empire are indulging you and defacing the institution of the nobility for their lowly interests. A noble lot for those lowly birth? How can this be? I will not stand for this disintegration of the Imperial Order. Now turn away from this college this instant and return to the humble trades of your ancestors. Plow your fields, mend your boots, and work and suffer by your lot. If any one of you dares to set foot upon these stairs, you will be killed at once. Now, I think that Isacius is also Arcanian descent, right? Because like if he's human, then like it goes totally against the teaching. Students to be met with this speech with a stunned silence. The crowd in the square is growing, however. The news of Monian noble militia and the college closing spreads through the streets like wildfire. More humans join the crowd. College students, commoners, officials who work hard to be a noble. Unrest grows around you. You hear people calling to rush Archduke Monroe's forces to take control of the college and defend your right to become a noble. The Emperor himself gave us this right. We have to fight for it. This is a decisive moment for all of you. The old gentry has challenged you. Will you accept this challenge? In this shameful, illegal act by the Archduke's forces, you may prove that all of you deserve the noble lot. You will need to break through the cordon to get inside the college and take control of it. The noble will never dare hurt you if your presence is strong enough. If you're ready to risk it all and fight for your right to nobility, you have to lead the charge. People keep coming to the square in the meantime, including the students and teachers of the Divine Seminary. The lot of the clergy is to guide others to the right path. When the estate clashes, the priests are bound to intervene. The seminary teachers instruct their students to form a line between the noble militia and the outraged crowd. The priests begin telling the warrior nobles and the riotous commoners to return to the preordained divine order, lest they provoke the wrath of the gods. The wrath of the gods, as the priests utter these words, the crowd around you disappears. A vision appears before your eyes. The empire is ablaze. You see burning land steep with pain and despair everywhere. You look river overflowing to extinguish the burning world. You can tell that the soil scorched by such fire will never bear fruit again. The gods' given decision demands to be heard, demand to be prophesied to the world. But only a priest may speak to the twins and for the twins. Will you keep it inside, or will you step onto the path the twins have revealed to you? Somebody shoved you in the back, and you snap out of vision. You turn around to see a small but decisive troop of commoners moving quickly through the crowd. They are led by Sophia. As soon as she sees you, she signals to them to stop. You're here too? Going to rush the college, are you? Can't you see already? The laws cannot be trusted. They gave you the right to study here just to throw you a bone. When the going gets tough, your master will take it all away. It's time for you to decide. We are the Lawless. We are not putting up with this system any longer. We will fight for a new world. Are you coming us, or are you going to submit with them? There are students and professors locked in the college. Who knows how long Monroe is going to maintain this siege? And what if they start slaughtering people? Neither group of nobles will care what happens to them. We are going inside and pull them out. Come with us if you're ready to take control of your own destiny. The tension in the square is palpable. The situation is about to implode. Students, commoners, nobles of the mantle, followers of the new faith. All of them are gathering their forces to move on the wall of soldiers. You expect the nobles to let them through en masse. Surely they won't start a massacre. The Lawless, led by Sophia, prepared to break through the siege to rescue the people in the college. And all while the priests preach peace to both sides of the conflict. I'm now interested in becoming like a priest and go for it, but I feel like if that's the case, I better go for a pure, theology and like get the epiphany. I feel like to get the epiphany, we need to save Sophia the first time, which we fail, which I'm thinking of doing a second run. The college is the only way into the nobility. Only you can fight for your new lord and fulfill your duty to your family. You could organize an offensive strong enough to get into the college and thus seize your lawful right like a true nobleman. Yet the revelation of the true wrath of the gods still pulses in your mind. Once revealed, this vision will take you on a different path. Standing with the priest and preaching what you have just seen, warning all the dire danger on the path of warring estates, bringing the twins' word to the people and guiding them to salvation. Could this be your new lot? Sophia and the Lawless, they expect you to join the struggle. They are waiting for you to cast off the old ways and internal yoke of subservience. If you choose this thought, you will not change your lot, and your suffering will continue. But your suffering might just change this world. Okay, let's reset. Like, I really want to break through the cordon into the college. I feel like that's what I want to do. Give me a second. I feel like there's one that we can save. We are going to redo this chapter. We're gonna go quickly. I think that's the last one that we can do. Is probably the one with Sophia. The one that we've met at the club. I think meet the noble youth. With just choose after this. Continue. We're gonna go again quickly. I think they beat him. This is theology. Eloquence. Come on. Okay, here it is. Go to the dueling club. This is where we're gonna get our last one. You march down the streets towards the dueling club, which is located in a manor decorated rather modestly on the outside but lavishly on the inside. One of your newfound friends nods to the servants and they let you in. The rooms are stuffy, noisy, and filled with tobacco smoke. The sitting room is enormous in the center is an arena. A circle with wooden railings. 2 young nobles are fighting there already. You take a glass of wine from a servant and watch the fight from one of the many soft chairs. You cannot bear a sword yet, but nobody says you cannot watch. As soon as a dueler is wounded, the fight ends. But the way they fight still makes your audience gasp and scream in awe. The dueler is too slow to dodge. The duel ends with a bright red line cut through his sweat-soaked white shirt. The thin fencing sword cut through the air so quickly, you only see glints of flashing steel. Like lightning in a storm. You do your best to remember all the feints and tricks you see tonight. They will come in handy when you earn your own sword. But then, a tall young Archnian enters the room. He barges in from behind you and leaps into the arena between the two fences, thus ending the duel. He bears a coat of arms with a griffin. This Archnian hails from the great dynasty of Orgriff. The Archnian's voice boomed as he challenges everyone in the audience to a duel. He sneers smugly. If you consider yourself nobles, then how about you face an Archnian lord in honorable combat? No one moves, no one dares to step forth. A duel with an Archnian is suicide, especially if that Archnian hails from someone of the great dynasties. Such a duel will end a lesser death at best, or with a true death through trial and execution at worst. Everyone knows that the punishment for spilling through blue blood, and so everyone remains silent. The Archnian grins. So humans are cowards. You will never be true nobles if you are never ready to risk a lesser death. Then Archnian honor and tradition is not for you. And war is not for your domain either. For human nobles are but a mockery, a gathering of animals dressed to resemble higher beings. A man leaps onto the arena. He is as tall as a tree. His pockmarked face is white with rage and covered in scars. There are whispers in the reverence in the audience. This is Mar Farasti, the owner of the club. He has accepted the challenge for the honor of all human nobles. He has yearned to fight an Archnian all his life. Now is his chance. The duelists salute each other. So Farasti begins the attack. A lunge, a jab, and another, and then another. The young Archnian deflects each attack like he knows his opponent's every move. Sir Farasti's eyes twitch with tension. The owner of the club lunges again, but the Archnian deflects his sword and rips the weapon out of human's hand. Mar Farasti looks at the Archnian in confusion, then bows his head in recognition of his defeat. The Orgriff youth flashes a proud superior grin. His fencing sword lifts the sleeve of his defeated opponent. It bears 3 black marks of lesser death. Now, the Archnian eyes Farasti with a mockery of sadness and compassion, while it appears the poor, over-eager ex-commoner is on his last life. Farasti shudders. He asks Orgriff youth to be so kind to spare his life, nobleman to a nobleman. The Archnian face grows dark and grim. His sword stabs deep into Farasti's chest. Then the Orgriff youth speaks, loud enough for everyone to hear. He's the only noble in this house, he says. And everyone who saw this must forget the dueling club ever existed and leave this place never to return. The nobles scowl, dress reluctantly, and leave their acquired resentment. No one dares to defy Archnian openly. The noble gathering disperses outside. You return to your lodging house, lost in thought. Archnians stand far above humans. They do not care if you are a commoner or high-ranking noble. In their eyes, you're only human. It seems there is nothing that can readily oppose the Archnian power. They are the masters of this world. Humans are a pale reflection of them at best. The trip to the dueling club ended on a grim note, but you learn a lot from watching Eterna's best duelists in action. You recall their lunges and blocks before you sleep, rather than master the dueling club being murdered in cold blood. Wait. This is Valor. Okay. Screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed. We're screwed, man. I can't enter the college like this. You're screwed. Meet the noble you. Remember, we need diplomacy. We need diplomacy. You refuse to be ordered around by him. It is not the clergy place to give orders. Maybe this one. Let's try. You strike a post of authority and eye Father Jeremiah sharply. Inquisitors cannot order people around, you say. It is not within the lot of the clergy. Only nobles can give you orders. So here comes diplomacy. The other commoners look at you in terror. You have just defied an inquisitor. However, Father Jeremiah still looks at you without any of the anger you had expected. My son, your words do indeed contain a germ of truth. I am an inquisitor of the clergy, and, by will of the twins, I cannot give you any orders. But know this, the Inquisition does not imprison anyone suspected of heresy. We exist to protect souls, to guide and save them. We pursue dangerous doctrines, and seek to rescue every soul we meet. So this is the same as just now. Yes, diplomacy, Mac. We got enough for it. I think now it's better for us to go to the secret slot. Wonder what can we gain if we go to the market. Well, go to the secret slot and we'll meet Sophia. Struggle for power. Help. Sophia. Continue.
I will never forget that day. For it was then
Why does he look
that I
like
chose the
Kappa?
path I would walk for the rest of my life.
Okay. Now we can break through the cordon into the college. You get to work, recalling the books on military tactics you used to study as a boy. You call out to the students and children of the nobles around you and assume command. They hear you and listen. You stand together in close formation and march toward the weakest link in the line of nobles. More people joining you along the way. A veritable phalanx of young men, armed with nothing but determination, against the nobleman's sword. The noble militia readies their steel. The Archangel officer in command of this section halts you and orders you to turn back. You step forward and give him your reply. These people are here to study at the College of Emperor, as the Emperor himself has decreed. You have every right to fulfill your imperial law, and any nobles who dare to intervene will be defying Uther Tempest II himself. Your plan works. The officer hesitates when you confronted with your words and vigor. The noble militia is no longer ready to use their swords. This is your chance. You command your forces to focus on their advantage in numbers for a singular push. Then the militia line breaks. You reach the college gates. More people start running for the breach. The nobles get their bearings quickly, enough to restore the line, but your phalanx is already inside. You waste no time and begin barricading the gate. The students who were stuck inside the college run towards you. You quickly tell them your plan. Block all the doors and windows with whatever comes to your hand before more rogue forces can get in. If they do get in, only the twins know what they will do. One by one, all the entrances are swiftly barricaded. The riot outside the college has calmed for a moment, it seems. Through an open window, you hear Monroe giving order to his militia. The Archduke is forming a strong perimeter outside the college, ready for a proper siege. Students and professors of the college go to the balcony to negotiate. You are among them. Surrender and leave this building. I'm not here to kill or execute you. No loyal subjects will die by my hand. The humans boo and jeer at Monroe's proposal. The dean himself appears on the balcony. The imperial family established the college, he claims, and he cannot defy orders given by the great Agnian Tempest dynasty. Okay, before that, I just want to grab something to eat first. Just give me a moment. Hey, I'm back. Okay. And so, the college remained besieged. The noble militia stands in a circle around the building. There are no preparation for an assault. The outrage in the square continues. You remain in control of the college for the entire day and the following night. But at sunrise, the Emperor's herald arrives in the square. He brings news. The Emperor is delighted to see Archduke Monroe in the capital, yet he demands that the noble militia of Monia to vacate the square and allow classes to begin at the college. The besieged college celebrate the news. This is the works of Cornelius Tempest, Great Chancellor, the Emperor's brother. He managed to convince the brother to order Monroe to withdraw. Even the Archduke of Monia, the most powerful noble lord in all the empire, cannot disobey a direct order of the Emperor. Still, the college would never have held out for an entire day without your phalanx determination and your daring plan. You, the people of the common estate, have secured your right to study and earn the noble lot. The college is open again. The entrance exam will take place in a few days. You aren't nervous at all this time. All the lessons at home, the books, schooling, even your noble actions, all that work and effort has finally reached its culmination. The procedure for appointing a provincial overseer, the 5 great Arcanian dynasty, the property rights of all estates, you answer all of these questions with ease. Hours pass and the dean of the college reads the name of the new students to the young man gathered at the college steps. Your name is among the first. He praises what you did in defense of the college. People like you are the Empire's future, Sir Brante, he says. Sunlight fills the college square. It feels so soft and soothing in Eterna, not as harsh as it is in Anizot. You watch the pillars shine in the sky as you walk down to the steps of the college. You are a Brante, the third judge in the family, the man who will soon join the family's on noble blood side. You have seized your right to achieve the noble slot. You should write to your father now. He will be so proud of you. Like your father and grandfather, you enrolled in the Imperial College, hoping to become a judge and noble of the mantle. Bonds of friendship. You return your lodging house one last time to gather your belongings for the move to your new home. A young man dressed in the uniform of the military academy greets you by the door. It takes you a moment to recognize Thomas. Your friend locks you in embrace. Brante, hey, how are you? I heard about the nasty stuff that went down in the college square. Those damn gentry would do anything to keep low-born folks under their thumb. Glad the situation resolved itself. As for me, I'm an academic cadet now. Destiny. Path of the Nobleman. Let's go, we're gonna for this one. Alice's rescue. But how? Outwit Philippe. How can I outwit him? Okay, we can go for a bond of friendship. Give me a second, let me check. Maybe diplomacy? Diplomacy and manipulation? Outwitting him, right? He's beaming with pride. You invite him and you invite him in and chat while you pack. Thomas continues to relay the news as you walk up the stairs. You made it to the top 10, can you imagine? You did pretty well in sparing and the sciences. It was all thanks to the help you gave me back in school in Anizot. I'll be studying in the art of war now, and then it's a quick march to a noble title. How about you? You tell Thomas about what happened over the past few days and the path you have chosen. He remains quiet as you speak. Both of you realize you will never see each other again. You know, Brante, here's what I think. You may have your own path in life, but you are my friend. We gotta make our friendship last forever, no matter what happens to us. Here, I brought 2 brass rings. If the old tradition is to believe, both of the rings and their wearers will always remain close to each other, no matter what, where fate takes them. What do you say? The 2 of you grew up side by side. Thomas is audacious, hot-blooded, sharp-tongued boy who used to live next door. You can't imagine your childhood without him. But would it be right to promise that your friendship will last forever, no matter what happens? The 2 ring made plain brass thing in his open palm. If you wear these rings, you will be bound by ties of friendship for the rest of life. Pick the ring. Path of the Nobleman. Sword and an oath of friendship. You take one of the rings from his outstretched palm. The 2 of you have walked side by side ever since you were children. Even now, you are walking in the same direction towards a noble title. You as a judge and Thomas as a warrior. Nothing will ever tarnish your bond. You swore an oath to eternal friendship to Thomas. Thomas solemnly swears the same. You put the brass ring on your pinky as a perfect fit. Thomas follows suit. He starts beaming again. Now we're friends forever. BFF. We gotta celebrate this. Come, I know a place. I gotta show you. Tastiest meat I've ever tried, Brante. My treat. Bound by friendship. The 2 of you go to a noble salon by the square of Emperor Severin. Surrounded by tobacco smoke and meat bottles, you wag your tongue, recall the days of your adolescence, and make plans for the future. Nobody knows what could be waiting for you, but you promise you will never lose sight of each other. It's great that I got a feeling that he's gonna help us where we're in need. What I'm going for is notch toward the new faith, but not to the point that it's gonna destroy the peace, because this one here, okay, where is it? Okay, the church, if it's it shouldn't be too it should be in the not say in the middle, on one end of the spectrum, I feel, to make the order very strong. Right now, all we can do is just witness because we're still young. But I think down the line, maybe we can change it. I think in the second run, I'm gonna go for a priest run, where I'll become like a new prophet, to replace Isacius maybe, because like we did saw the vision. Unbreakable bond of friendship. As soon as you are accepted to the Imperial College, you send a letter back home. The family replies quickly. The letter arrived in under a week. Most of it covered with your father's handwriting. I'm proud of you, my son. I believe your grandfather takes pride in you too. You have brought our family one step closer to being ennobled by the sword. You'll make an excellent judge. I have complete faith in your intellect and your will. It shall bring glory to our family. Sever, congratulations followed your father's. Congratulations, father, brother. The simple folk could only dream of what you have already achieved. You can thank father and grandfather for this opportunity, but it was you who proved yourself worthy. Once you receive your new lot, you and I will be equal at last. Then some words of praise from mother and Nathan. You have brought father much joy and made him proud. I am witness to this. You can now walk this path, all thanks to him. Yet it saddened me you did not consider Divine Seminary, where you could have dedicated your life to our gods as well as the Empire himself. You worked so hard for this. We held a big feast in your honor back home. I hope you achieved all you ever wanted. At the very end, there's a small note from your sister. Congratulations. Good luck. Huh? I'm gonna fight for you! Why do you hate me? Seriously? I'm still the same. It's only a few days since you become a student in the college. Your education has barely begun when an amazing piece of news surprises all the students. Every year, Cornelius Tempus, the great chancellor and the emperor's younger brother, grants an honor to all future nobles of the mantle and invites them to a masquerade at his summer palace. The professor and lecturers instruct you to look and act your best in order to preserve the college honor. They tell you more about the ball too. All who attend it from the college must prove themselves with words or deeds to the members of the great Arcanian dynasty that will be present there. This will mean the reputation of your home province will be at stake too. It's time to get ready. You order a proper suit for the occasion and a mask to go with it. It looks simple, but by no means plain, and only hides your eyes. Joker! Oh my god. Persona! The day comes. You spend an entire morning preparing for the ball. Your fellow students give you hints about how to attach the cuffs, keep the collar straight, and make sure your hair remains coiffed at the entire night. Soon the carriages flocking to Cornelius Tempus' summer palace. The tall ornate outer fence surrounds the sprawling garden in full bloom. The marble paved driveway is so wide it can accommodate 2 rows of carriages. You and your fellow students walk up the massive stairs to the front door of the palace. You seem tiny and incongruous against the background of this scenic grandeur. The Master of Ceremonies instructs all newcomers to seek their province coats of arms. You see the banner of Magra from far away, depicting the silver tree, digging its roots into the murky grey soil. Below it is a banner bearing the coat of arms of the Melanidas dynasty. Turns out, the students from college were not only the ones invited to this party. You see academic cadets line up beneath the banner too, and Thomas is among them. A wide grin appears on his face when he sees you go under the banner of Magra. I just knew you'd be here today, pal. What can I say? Congratulations, student. As for me, I'm not so bad off myself, see? The military academy is father and mother to me now. His merry speech is interrupted by a tall and proud Arcanian in heavy cloak. You recognize him. It is Darius Orton, Sophia's former master. Make way for your commander at soldiery. Last time you saw Auden was last time you saw Auden, he was searching in the back streets of the Amazon by your house for a girl servant. But now the young Agnian's sole uniform betrays his high standing. He is young, yet he's already province commander. Who put him in charge of all the military forces of Magra at such an age? What's wrong? You know him or something? A brief description of Auden is enough to wipe the smile off his face. He sees no other high-ranking officers bearing the colors of Magra at this party. He sees Darius Auden will be the main representative of their promise tonight. Auden? Seriously? You watch the other college students and academic cadets line up under the provincial banners. The blue and silver banner of Archnia, the Emperor's own province, is in the very center of the ball. Judging by the hilts jutting out from beneath their belts, many of those who surround that banner are noble of the sorts. Thomas is clearly jealous. The group of Archnia stands proudly, ennobled by its iconic and dignified history. The Archnian race and the empire originated in their very lands. The sizable group of students stand under the banner of Monia, a wealthy agricultural province signified by yellow grains on a field of ore. The wealth of the young man beneath this banner is plain to see. Their attire is on par with the Archnians in terms of luxury, and perhaps even more vibrant in terms of color. The most numerous group of the party stands under the banner of Elria, a yellow griffin against a field of azure. All the Illyrians are clothed in well-tailored suits with a minimum decoration. Some of them wear gloves. Most of them come from wealthy industrial family, and it seems many of them would feel more at ease in their family factories than at a normal party like this one. 3 banners represent the northern provinces of Fiona, Hermia, and Constanta. These banners, like the group associated with them, stand together. The Royal Temples dynasty oversee all 3 of them. The students and cadets are clearly well off, yet they are dressed in modest functional garments to honor the austere tradition of the North. And finally, the smallest of the group is represented by an open book against the field of Argent, Astinia, homeland of the Diamond Dynasty. By the order of Patriarch Junius Diamond, the open book of the new faith has been added to the banner only recently. Nearly all the young men beneath this banner are clothed in academy outfit, uniform. They wear no adornment but are clad impeccably with a nary of bun undone, the embodiment of rigor and restraint. The master of ceremonies signals the beginning of the party. It is time for dancing. The first dance is a minute, and tradition calls for everyone to dance. Harpsichord music filled the hall. The academic cadet wastes no time finding dance partners soon already making the fluid first steps of minute. You look around. One of the young ladies representing Magra catches your eye. She is slender like all Archnians, and clothed in yellow dress embroidered by emerald green, her face hidden beneath a full mask and decorated with bright green feathers. Octavia! What happened next seems unbelievable to you. The enigmatic lady walks towards you. The way she looks at you, the way she walks, the black eyes from beneath the mask watch you closely. She tilts her head. There are no words, but you feel there is a question. Everyone in the hall startled by a sudden noise. You look behind you and see Thomas getting off on the floor. His face is a grimace of rage. Darius Honor stands before him, eyeing him in disgust. His arms rest on the hilt of his sword. Who allowed this clumsy commoner inside the great Chancellor's palace? Its noble masters are trying to dance, and it's getting underfoot. Thomas looks like he's about to explode in Auden's face, but the Archnian sword is a clear threat. If your friend Rich gets the better of him, he will end up in trouble. The enigmatic Archnian beauty, however, quickly loses all interest in their quarrel. She comes even closer to you, expecting you to invite her to dance. No, resolve the quarrel. Stand between Thomas and Auden before they clash. The The onion eyes reveal scorn. Ah, I thought it was human. You show him a flurry of apologies for your friend. Thomas has never been to this kind of party before, and still has a lot to learn when it comes to etiquette. And besides, he's clearly flaming from witnessing an auction up close. Auden smirks, just barely enough to notice. Well said. Sometimes I forgot you humans are barely smarter than bees. Take pride in the fact that you were permitted to attend this party. You have stories to tell and all that. Very well. Away with you, and try not to get in my way. Ah, I recognize your face. Now that I think of it, you hail from Anizon. I must have seen you on the street somewhere. There are just too many of your kind about. But you're rather sharp, and you've been taught how to behave. That's a welcome sight. You back away from the Archnian in a most gallant way, clutching your friends by the arm. There's a mixture of rage and bewilderment on Thomas' face. Once you are far away enough, he swears under his breath and heads for the refreshments. You follow him and watch him down 2 glasses of sparkling wine like a parched man guzzling water. You sure got skill when it comes to sucking up to Archnians, friend. You saved my hide today, no doubt about it. Still feels like a bucket of slop right next to the face though. It could have been far worse. You tell him, better a moment of shame than a fight with a mighty Archnian in the middle of the party. Assaulting an Archnian is the easiest way to meet true death. Thomas says nothing about this and downs a 3rd glass of wine. Out the corner of your eye, you catch a mysterious masked Archnian lady, all beauty and grace, dancing with Autumn. You could have been in his place had you so chosen. Okay, so here I feel like it's gonna take some time, but I think I should end it here. Yeah, I really think I should end it here. Like this, we are halfway through our view. Okay, so we'll continue this in the next stream, which is maybe on Monday or maybe on Tuesday. Because on Sunday is where I'll be having my exam, so the whole day I'll be gone. I'll be back probably at night, and I don't know whether whether I have enough energy to stream that morning. But tentatively, I'm planning to. Okay, so with that said, I'll end the stream here, and hopefully we'll get to play. I'll get to stream on Monday morning, and we'll continue this. Okay. So with that said, I'll end the stream here, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.